It's curious. The world loves to judge a mother, loves to say we're too lenient, that we exaggerate, that we invent diagnoses, loves to reduce the pain of others to what fits within their own ignorance. And when my son has a meltdown, people look at me as if I were to blame, as if it were a tantrum, poor parenting. Nobody sees what comes before the meltdown. Nobody sees the noise that explodes in his head as if 1,000 glasses were breaking. Nobody feels the touch that, for him, is like a knife, the light that, for him, is a storm. Nobody sees, but everyone judges. If you could enter my son's mind for 5 minutes, you would understand that there is no possible training for a world that he can't always decipher. He doesn't play hard to get. He doesn't manipulate. He doesn't challenge. He fights against a universe that sometimes becomes an enemy. A simple walk can be a minefield. A supermarket can be a war. Every step, for him, is an effort. Every noise is a monster. Every change an earthquake. And yet, some people think that what he needs is to learn to behave as if suffering were a lack of rules, as if autism were bad behavior disguised as a diagnosis. No one sees the sleepless nights. No one sees when he cries himself to sleep. No one sees when I have to hold his hand so he doesn't hurt himself. No one sees when I try to guess what he feels, because he still can't say it. No one sees when I collapse in the kitchen after I finally manage to calm him down. When they say therapy is training, it's because they've never actually attended a session. They've never seen the effort he makes to learn to look me in the eyes, to identify emotions, to understand what he feels. They've never seen his joy when he manages to say a new word. They've never seen the victory that is when he tolerates a new food, or when he manages to say no clearly to me. This isn't training. This is survival. This is autonomy. This is dignity. Therapy doesn't exist to transform my son into something he's not. It exists to help him navigate the world without so much suffering. It exists so that he has a voice, so that he has choices, so that he grows up knowing that his brain is different. But it's not wrong. Every time someone says, "That's just being fussy. It's just a lack of boundaries. He just needs discipline. A mother gets more tired. A child becomes more isolated. A family closes itself off a little more because words have weight and some weigh like concrete on the chest." My son doesn't need to be trained. He doesn't need to fit into the standards of those who don't know what he's going through. He needs to be understood. He needs guidance. He needs empathy. He needs tools, not criticism. I learned that loving an autistic child is loving in the dark. It's walking without a map, but continuing to walk. It's falling and getting up on the same day, sometimes at the same time, but it's being his shield, and at the same time trying not to crumble. It's understanding that his strength isn't in what he manages to be like others. My son's strength is in what he manages to be. Despite everything, despite the crises, despite the judgment, despite the world that insists on calling him difficult, when in reality it's the world that is too cruel for him. My son isn't a dog to be trained, he's a human being. He's sensitive, profound, intense. He feels more than he can express. He carries an entire universe within him. Therapy doesn't exist to mold him to the world. It exists so that the world stops crushing him, because my son isn't a problem. The problem is ignorance, and as long as I'm a mother, as long as I have a voice, I will repeat as many times as necessary. My son isn't a dog. He's autistic, he's human, and he deserves respect. As long as there is love, there will be no difference.